Superman has been the source of debate for many years, and while he's not my favorite character, not even in my top 10, I have grown to respect him enough to acknowledge his extreme power. So, today, we're not going to talk about how much weight Superman can lift. I actually already did that. Today we are calculating and discovering the maximum amount of damage the Man of Steel can take. Spoiler alert, it's actually a lot tougher than steel. But I guess you probably already assumed that. Hello Internet, Jojo here. Welcome to Ideashock, where today we have the second video covering the power of Superman. Now, as I explained in the previous video, this is only going to be one part of Superman's powers, as I don't want to misrepresent, misinterpret, or just accidentally miss any of his feats. So because of this, I want you guys to let me know some of the feats that you want to analyze or that you think are important. That said, let's get right into it. First up is when Superman was hit by energy blast from the Void Hound. The Void Hound is stated to have been able to destroy 10 solar systems during its test run. The energy to destroy our own solar system is 55 nonillion tons of TNT, or 55 trillion yotatons of TNT. But of course, this is only for one solar system. To destroy 10 solar systems, the energy output that the Void Hound would need would be 550 trillion yotatons of TNT. As we can see in these panels, Superman took at least 3 of these beams. This means that he took a cumulative energy of 1.65 quadrillion yotatons of TNT just in these panels that we see. Just for reference, 1 yotaton of TNT is about 20 times the amount that it would take to destroy the planet Earth. Next up is when Superman was the filling of a planet sandwich. Endless Mike, a user on the Naruto forums, calculated this. The size of the planets that run into each other, Apocalypse and New Genesis, are absurdly large. These 2 planets are the home of the New Gods, and they reside in the Fourth World. The scale between the Fourth World and the Prime Universe is incredibly massive. In fact, someone who could be considered relatively normal size there, Darkseid, would actually be about the size of a star while in the Prime Universe. Endless Mike focused on the statement that the Earth would barely even displace water in a small lake on one of these planets. Now, this panel is from pre-Crisis, but considering that the Crisis did not officially affect the Fourth World, this statement is still canon. Mike used an average of Lake Superior at 406 meters deep, and the shallowest lake in the world, Lake Chad, at 11 meters deep. Using this average of 208.5 meters, he then compared that to the diameter of the Earth, and then to what could be considered New Genesis. He found that the diameter of New Genesis would be about 778 million kilometers, and because New Genesis and Apocalypse are basically the same size, we now know the size of both planets. Long story short, he found that to destroy both New Genesis and Apocalypse, the energy they would need to receive is 24 trillion yotatons of TNT. If any of you have any questions with this particular calculation, I'll leave a link in the description, and you can check it out there. But for everything I saw, it appeared to be both accurate and rather conservative, considering that he used the average of the deepest and the shallowest lakes. Next up is all the time that Superman has been shown to survive Darkseid's Omega Beams. Darkseid's Omega Beams are possibly one of the most destructive forces in the DC universe. Not only has his Omega Beams been shown to destroy planets, but he has also vaporized some Kryptonians. As we mentioned before, Superman has taken hits from the Void Hound. And because of this, we know that Darkseid's beams must be more destructive. We see the attack from the Void Hound has no major visible effect on Superman's body. Now, let's be incredibly conservative and assume that Superman took enough energy to vaporize 1 pound of the average Kryptonian's flesh. Now that we have a very conservative estimate of how much energy it takes to vaporize 1 pound of Kryptonian flesh, we can use this to find how much energy Darkseid had to be able to produce to vaporize Supergirl. Supergirl's canon weight is 135 pounds, so for Darkseid to vaporize her, he must have been able to deal a minimum of 135 times more energy than the Void Hound can. This is the equivalent of 74 quadrillion yotatons of TNT, or enough to destroy 1,350 solar systems. And this is an extremely low estimate. If we were to assume that the energy from the Voidhound vaporized 1 ounce of Kryptonian flesh instead of 1 pound, Superman's durability would increase to 21,600 solar systems. But here's the thing, even this is not his max potential. The Omega Force's opposite, the Astro Force, was able to stop the Oblivion Bomb, a bomb that was designed to destroy the entire universe. Now, obviously, following this logic chain, we can conclude that Darkseid's Omega Beams can match the Astro Force and thus has the potential to destroy one of the DC universes. The total mass energy of the observable universe is 4 duovigintillion joules. However, the actual energy is likely much higher, as scientists have theorized the universe could be as much as 100 sextillion times greater. This means that Superman's maximum durability potential for this feat is the same energy that is required to destroy an entire universe. Now that we got a whole lot of Superman's physical durability out of the way, let's talk about how much magical damage he can take. The best and most consistent estimate we can find is comparing him to the many times that he has fought Shazam, and, you know, all the time Shazam knocked him out. In Death Battle's Captain Marvel vs. Shazam, they mentioned that Shazam was able to punch a black hole into existence, and that to do this, Shazam had to deal the equivalent of 97 foe, or 2.3 trillion yotatons of TNT. However, this is still not quite Shazam's max. One of the gods Shazam draws powers from is Zeus. Death Battle pointed out that Zeus was able to output roughly 1/34 of an attack that was equivalent to the total mass energy of the universe. This means that Shazam should be able to do a similar feat. So, to put this simply, Shazam can deal 28 decillion yotatons of TNT. And while I don't quite believe that Shazam was hitting Superman with all of this power, it does show that Superman has taken major hits from insanely powerful magical beings.
And magic's what I am all about.
Before we move on, I just wanted to remind you that if you like this type of video, you probably want to subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you know when the next video comes out. For those of you who like these Superman videos, I think that the next one will be about his travel speed and his combat speed, or just, you know, his speed in general. However, that'll have to wait a week or two. I have a lot of other characters to cover, and I don't want you all to get bored. If any of you out there want me to do something similar to another character, just let me know. Cool. And now back to your scheduled program. All of these feats have shown that Superman is far more durable than what a lot of people seem to think. At a very minimum, Superman is durable enough to take attacks from characters that can destroy stars, weapons that can kill solar systems, and gods that can erase universes. So, I think it's safe to say that Superman is far above solar system level when it comes to durability. Next time you hear someone say that Superman is only solar system level, tell them about that time that the Voidhound shot him, or when Shazam hit him with Zeus's lightning. Or you know, you could just show them this video and let me explain everything. With that said guys, thanks for watching, see you next time, remember to stay spectacular, JoJo out.